Hans, our computer technical person today, so we have the B team up. But thank you for joining Hawaii Wellness Network. And we have Devine Healing Hands and Love Peace Harmony Center. We're going to go over a lot of different topics. And we have Master Pam and Diane from the Love Peace Harmony Center. And would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the Love Peace Harmony Center?
Yes. Oh,
And we're filming live out of the Love Peace Harmony Center. So thank you for allowing us to have our TV network out of here every Friday.
Thank you. It certainly is our pleasure and honor to host you and your wonderful show. My name is Pam Uyoteng, and I am a Divine Channel and worldwide representative of the founder of the Love Peace Harmony Center. His name is Dr. and Master Jigan Shah, and if you're able to see both the banner behind us as well as one of his best-selling books here entitled Divine Healing Hands, this is the beautiful soul that have made this incredible, created this incredible center and program to help humanity during some very challenging times ahead. So as we offer divine healing and to be here for humanity, we hope that the transitional times ahead will be even more gentler and kinder to us.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about what your training is, or how did you get introduced to Dr. Shaw, and you were responsible for opening this beautiful center, what, about a year ago?
It was in February 2010. Yes.
Oh, yeah, almost 2 years.
Yes,
Wow.
we've
Time's
been around
gone
for 2 years. It certainly has. Time has flown. I had met Master Shah in April. It was the 5th day of April, 2006, at 7 o'clock p.m. And the reason why I remember those dates to the T, and I'm not one to remember birthdays or very special occasions, but I remember this significant time of meeting my spiritual master because the numbers all fell in sequential order. If you were to write it numerically, it is 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Wow.
So it is very easy for me to remember this significant time. And I had subscribed to a wonderful network of films that were presented at the University of Hawaii at the time. And so I received a series of films based on soul healing, spiritual healing. And this one particular film caught my attention. It was entitled Qigong for the 21st Century. I am not a Qigong practitioner, but what caught my attention was at the bottom of this notice, it said that one of the spiritual masters featured in the film would be speaking that night. And I thought, okay, that's the one I'm going to see. That's the film I chose. And as it turned out, I met Master Shah for the first time that night. He had done an incredible demonstration where a person with pancreatic cancer was served through his divine healing abilities. And I had experienced a tremendous spiritual shift. I had an opening of my third eye. I saw something that I'd never ever seen before in the process of this healing. And I thought, oh my goodness, if this is what's happening right here, right now, this is the teacher that I need to follow.
Do you want to explain a little bit more about a third eye if someone's watching and is not familiar with that term?
Sure. A third eye is a spiritual ability that occurs when a person is able to see images from the soul world or the spiritual world. And in this case, as I watched Master Shah offer a healing blessing to a very sweet gentleman, he was the director of a retired director of the YMCA at the time, suffering from pancreatic cancer. Master Shah will always ask the audience, always, is there someone with an illness, a severe illness? And he would frequently mention cancer. Please raise your hand and let me serve you. And so this gentleman in the audience raised his hand, came forth. Then Master Shah did something called a soul operation. This is where they stood face to face. Master Sha lifted his hands to make a connection with divine energy, cut into the man's auric field, opened it up with his hands, and then did a motion like this. This motion clears out blockages, which are the things that cause health problems, challenges, not only within the physical body, but also in a person's relationships and finances. Because healing can stretch well beyond the physical body into all aspects of your life. So as Master Sha is using this motion to release the blockages, in his case to clear out the pancreatic cancer, what I saw in that moment was the darkness. It appeared like a dark gray cloud that was translucent, because I could see right through this mass of darkness, and I could see the curtains behind them. Then this darkness was covered by rainbow light. It's the kind of light that you would see if you had a glass of water in the window and the sun were to hit it and you see a spectrum of light. It was like that. This spectrum of light covered this darkness, and then it lifted very slowly up to the level of both men's heads, and then it just disappeared. Then he closed what he would call this incision, suture with light threads, and then smooth it. I saw all of that happening, and I was just astounded. Then Master Sha asked one of his assistant teachers at the time to come and explain to the audience. There were over 100 of us in Crawford Hall that time watching this demonstration. And he said, explain to the audience what just occurred. And surely enough, she explained everything as I saw it, and that for me was personal confirmation that this man has the ability, this divine connection with heaven, and has the ability to inspire tremendous spiritual growth within a person who's ready to receive.
Well, thank you. And would you like to introduce Diane? And how did you meet, and how did you get associated with Love Peace Harmony?
I will let Diane explain how we met.
I'm sure you have many stories together that you do share.
But I'd like to introduce to the audience here Diane Fujio. She is my co-director of the Love Peace Harmony Center.
Yeah, I'm very honored to be in the healing practice with Master Pan, and I'm very grateful to you, Laurie, and Hawaii Wellness, because you've been so supportive of us. I came into this healing modality from someone who had never healed anyone in her life, had no interest in healing, and no spiritual, no going to church and things, yes, but I was not what you considered on a heavy spiritual journey. But I was so blessed because I was a curves dropout. I used to sign up for exercise and never go. But one day I went, and there on the counter was a little flyer. And it said, oh, free healing blessing. And I don't know why. I picked it up. I read the phone number. And usually commercial things, you don't want to bother. I called this person on the line. And I said, okay, I'm interested in this. I don't know what possessed me. I called.
Did you know what it was that you were interested in, or just the
No,
flyer?
I don't know. The
Whatever
flyer,
it said, you were interested in.
it was lay right next to little Avon cosmetic flyer, and it attracted me for some reason. There was no pictures on it. It was just words. I picked it up. I called this person, and I said, oh, I'm interested. And he says, okay, well, let's meet. He says, well, where do you live? I said, I live in Manoa. The person says, I live in Manoa, too. So we met at the coffee shop in Manoa, and it happened to be Pam. And she said, I'm going to, give you a healing blessing. So she opened her little book, and she read from her book, and I'm thinking,
And this was in Starbucks.
This was at one of the coffee shops in Manoa. And she's reading, and she's giving me, and I'm thinking, I don't feel anything. And I had chronic neck, because I had arthritis. I don't have it anymore, but like my stiff, the frozen shoulder that you can't raise your arm or do anything. turn your head very well. And I went to chiropractors, I went to acupuncture, you know, and I was being tested for arthritis, all of that. So I was taking, just starting Celebrex, you know, taking medication. And so she gave me a healing blessing, and I forgot about it. And she gave me a book. This was the book she gave me. It's called Soul, Mind, Body, Medicine. And of course, I never read it. I just put it on the
Nice copy.
Yeah, okay, you know, and I don't know about this stuff because she's reading straight out of the book. So how can you be a healer if you're reading straight out of the book? She called me a week later and she said, well, how's your shoulder? And I went, hey, my shoulder, I can do this. I can move my arm. It's not frozen. So she told me about a workshop. So I went on the website and I thought, oh, this is too much, you know, for me to do and all that. But for some reason, Master Shah's picture came up, and I remember he's wearing this blue shirt with a tie, and it just zinged my heart. I felt such love for this man who I didn't even know, and I thought, this is strange. So I signed up for the workshop. And here I am.
And at that time, there wasn't a center. It was a woman that met you in a coffee shop and gave you a book.
Yes,
That's
how
pretty
powerful this healing is. And you know, I'd really like to share that anyone could become a healer. You do not need to have certain kind of special spiritual abilities, or you know, be in the field of healing or have that experience. When the time is ready, you are. And as Diane shared, you can read it straight out of the book. I was a brand new healer at the time, I think 2 months into the program. I wanted to be sure that whatever invocation I was giving was accurate and perfect. But you know, eventually I've learned over the course of nearly 7 years now is that it really is your heart intention that does the trick. When you are sincere, when you are wanting to help others, tremendous miracles can occur. And you know, Diane was my case study.
She was sincere. She was so intent on doing the practice or giving me the healing. She was totally focused. So I was looking at her, you know, studying her. And she did follow up, so I knew that she cared.
That's nice.
Yeah, she
And you
followed up.
actually have a workshop coming up.
A wonderful workshop.
Divine Healing
Yeah.
Hands. That, and this was your first workshop that you went to?
At that time, it was in 2006, yeah. So it was a long time
So would
ago.
you like to talk about Divine Healing Hands? And you actually do this workshop quarterly?
Yes. You know, the wonderful thing, like, I was never a healer. I didn't know anything about healing itself. And so when I took the course, it was from ground zero. And, you know, at that time, to become, we called ourselves a soul healer and teacher, it took 2 years of study. And wonderful classes. I loved every minute. I enjoyed it because you open your spiritual channels, the third eye, the Zhu Chao, all of the wonderful energy centers, and you learn so much about healing itself. You learn how to help people at deeper level, you know, not just physical, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, aspects of life that are challenging. And at the time I met Pam, I did not share with her. I was dealing with my sons who had mental illness. After she healed my shoulder, we met again, and I told her a little bit more. And my son, my younger son, had bipolar. I say had because he's now well, and you know, it's under arrest. And my older son was suffering from severe anxiety depression. He was suicidal at that time. The practice helped so much in that transformation and bringing back their lives, because they were tortured by their illness. And so this helped, but it was an investment of my time of 2 years and worth every second that I spent. But Divine Healing Hands, now, you can take this wonderful course, and the power of the healing is tremendous because you're getting God's hands to heal for a 3-day workshop. A 3-day workshop. And you can learn and use it because it's profound but very simple in the technique. Yeah,
And
very
Master
simple.
Shaw actually does Divine Healing Hands workshops all over the world.
Over the world.
And everybody's interconnected through,
Yes.
through TV.
Yes, so the next 3-day workshop we will be having starts November 30th, December 1st and 2nd. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. I am teaching the course along with Master Shah through webcast. So I will be here live at the Waikiki Aston Beach Tower, and Master Shah will join us through webcast for 2 to 3, sometimes 4, 5, 6 hours. So this class will be very blessed to have Master Shah's presence.
I apologize. When you were speaking, I looked at the camera and
The camera's still going,
Oh,
and the TV
okay.
show is still
Oh,
going.
wonderful.
It just, the computer goes dark, so we just don't see the screen, but everybody's still watching, and
Oh,
we're
wonderful.
we're still live. So if they're watching this, you know, in the future, and it's past that date,
Yes.
you teach like every 3 to 4 months, so
Yes.
they can contact the center for future dates as well.
Yes, we do. And for those on the outer islands of Maui, Kauai, and the Big Island, and also Molokai if you're there too, if you have a group of 6 students or more, give us a call, and I will go down personally to host a 3-day workshop.
That's great.
So that is possible too.
if they can't make it to Oahu.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. Do you want to talk about some life-changing things that happened or people at the center after they've taken the workshop and their experiences?
Divine Healing Hands is tremendous. I can give you a little story about our 2 of our healers, Steve and Irene. And we had gone to celebrate because, you know, you're never too young to be a healer. Steve's 80th birthday, and he's proud of it, so I know I can share it. And we had gone to Chinatown, and we had lunch in Chinatown, and he was carrying the leftovers. And so there was the 4 of us trekking through Chinatown. We were looking for something that we wanted to find in Chinatown. So we're waiting at the bus stop on King Street, and this lady comes running across the street, across the light, and she slipped and she fell, and she hit the side of her face. She had glasses on, and there was a bus coming, and it was like, you know how things happen like fast but slow at the same time? It was like a movie, and things were going really slow because I was standing at the sidewalk, watched this lady fall down, hit her face, and then I saw Steve run out and go in front of the bus.
Wow.
Going like this.
Superman.
I know, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna get hit on his 80th birthday. And the bus stopped. We went over there to help the lady pick her up, and then we gave her our healing hands. We asked her, and she said yes. Well, she didn't really say yes because she was kind of disoriented, crying, and so I asked her 2 times, and finally she kind of nodded her head, so we gave her a healing blessing. Of course, we took her off the street, put her on the bench at the bus stop, and we gave her a healing blessing with our Divine Healing Hands. And within minutes, she stopped crying. She touched her leg. She touched the side that she fell on. And then she grabbed my hand, and she was smiling and said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I said, okay, now I just want to check if you're okay, because you know you look dizzy. You want to stand up and let me see you walk a little before we let you go? She goes, no, 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 I'm fine. I'm going to catch the bus.
Wow.
So in a matter of minutes, you don't need any special equipment. You always have your hands, and you never know when it becomes available.
Yes.
And the bus didn't squash our lunch too. That was the best thing. Our leftovers.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the center and just what else you offer at the center as far as support and classes, workshops, and if they want to have a private session with you, if they have some challenges going on in their lives?
Yes. Basically, the Love, Peace, Harmony Center is here, 885 Queen Street on the 2nd floor. We're in between Honolulu Orthopedics and Ambience Adult Daycare. We are here to serve everyone with any need. And we are open on Tuesdays and Thursdays nights from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. During this time, we do short teachings, and we can also have on hand healers who could help you if there is a pressing need for physical healing, or to even receive answers and guidance on a particular problem that is causing you some, issues in your life, be it relationships, finances, any aspect of your life can be addressed. We have what Master Shah considers divine soul communicators, divine direct soul communicators. And that is merely asking, I shouldn't say merely, because it truly is a gift and a blessing to be able to do this. But we have healers who are certified and authorized to access the Akashic Records. This is Heaven's Library, where every single soul has a volume based on their past life performance. And so some of the healers here are certified to access this very sacred information and give you messages of hope and transformation.
And that's available anytime. And you also have a special evening if someone just has a simple question, and that's
Yes.
Tuesday nights.
And on Tuesday nights, we do offer a very, very special service. And for 10 minutes and $10, you can ask any of the healers here who appear that night for a session, a private session.
So either a soul communication reading,
Yes.
I guess people are familiar with that term, or a healing.
Or a healing.
That's amazing.
And also, Master Shah just recently authorized me to have the ability to offer what he calls a crown chakra blessing. This is just a fabulous service where I would need to meet with a person in person. In soul healing, you can send soul healing blessings, from across the world to another person. The soul knows no boundaries in terms of time and space. And let me digress for just a little bit. The Divine Healing Hands program was based on a tremendous result a local woman, Brenda Gardner, received. While she was on a cruise in the Caribbean, she was on vacation for a week and a half. During that time, every day, every 6-7 hours or so, she would send Divine Healing Hand blessings to 2 people that she loved dearly in Canada, on either side of Canada. So this was a remote healing. As she did this, both people, by the way, suffered from stage 4 cancer. And as she sent blessings every day, over a period of 7 days or so, Brenda, truly from her heart, sent tremendous love. When she returned home, and both of her loved ones had gone to the oncologist for checkups, they called her ecstatic and so happy, saying they were cancer-free. When Master Shah heard of this story, he was so moved, and he said, this is it. Divine Healing Hands must be spread throughout Mother Earth. Because imagine, in every part of the globe, if we knew a healer with this ability to have Divine Healing Hands and send blessings to others, how wonderful would that be? So that is remote healing. That's the power of soul, of Divine Healing Hands. The crown chakra blessing that we were just talking about requires an in-person meeting. I would need to physically put my hand upon the crown chakra of a person and for 2 minutes send blessings. And the results have been phenomenal.
And if someone was maybe interested in taking the workshop, but they want to maybe read the book, or they want to experience a healing, they can come in Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
Before the workshop and get some more information.
Yes, yes.
And that's from 6:30 to 8:30?
6:30 to 8:30 at the Love Peace Harmony Center.
And besides our Tuesday and Thursdays, because Thursdays it's 6:30 to 8:30 too, we have a gathering of many healers. We call it the blast, because when you have many healers, the frequency and the vibration of healing is very high. It's a group healing, but very powerful. So usually people who have special conditions like cancer and chronic illnesses come at that time, and then they can be helped, yeah, by the blessings. The other thing that we have is, because I did eventually read this book called So Mind, Body, Medicine, and I too read out of it to do healings. It's a wonderful self-healing book, and what we do on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9:30 to 11 here at the center, we teach healing, self-healing. We call it Senior Chi, and it's now going to be called for 2013 Healing and Rejuvenation, because it has really healed and rejuvenated a lot of people. Today I got a call from one of our healers who brought her mother from Hilo, and she was a little skeptical at first, you know, how can you just say these things and someone get healed? But she's been coming because she has a sister who has serious dementia and was in a care home, and she has arthritis, so she wanted to help her. But really what happened is it helped herself, so she's been coming regular. She brought her mom from Hilo, and the mom had severe hip pains all the time, you know, because as you age, everything shrinks, the bones dislodge. So she had pain. She brought her one time. We used our divine healing hands, those of us who had it, and the rest did their self-healing. And she called me this morning, she goes, my mother's hip got better. So she's bringing her brother on Friday, because we'll be open.
It's going to bring the whole family.
Yeah,
around.
yes. Her brother visiting from Hilo, he'll be coming on Friday, you know. So this is amazing. The work is always ours, but the results are divine, and you never know, you know. You just ask. So it's very powerful.
Okay. And how does someone get in touch with you if they'd like to get some more information about the workshop, or coming to the center, or getting a soul communication reading? Or
Yes, remember
So
to
many
call these wonderful magical numbers. Area code 808-988-8090.
and your website?
The website is www.lphcenterhonolulu.com.
Lot to remember.
Yeah.
And of course, they're in the Hawaii Wellness Directory. And
Absolutely.
yes.
Thank you, Laurie.
Well, thank you for joining us. And if you want some more information and be connected to the show, then make sure to get a hold of Master Pam and Diane. Get your questions answered.
And the only way to know if the pear is sweet, like our teacher says, is to taste it. Come to the center. A lot of people who come just to the space, the divine space, it's an FB rating. Feel good. They feel good. They feel the energy. And yeah, the transformation.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm excited about your new workshop and meeting all the people that actually, you get to meet them after they've gone, and they're just radiating.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to hear their stories after they've gone.
Thank you so much, Laurie. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We don't have our technical support, so guess what we had to do? We're going to push stop record.